Hello children, good morning. So once again, questions and answers. Which lesson am I talking about? Questions and answers of which lesson? So once again, questions and answers of the treasure within. So let's begin the session, children. Okay. I hope you have gone through the story, Treasure Within. I hope you have gone through the questions and answers that I have already done. Have you? Okay, very good. So let's begin this session. The first question: who is interviewed in the lesson? Hafiz Contractor, one of India's leading architects, is interviewed in the lesson. The second question: what was his terrible nightmare? I told you what is the meaning of nightmare? Bad dream. Okay? So the answer, his terrible nightmare was about appearing for a maths examination. So that was his nightmare. Does his nightmare bother him even then? So, does his nightmare bother him even then? Hafiz informed that his nightmare did not bother him anymore. What did he mention about his earliest memories of school? Hafiz said that he was a good student when he was studying in class 2nd. Later, he lost interest in studies and indulged himself in games and fun activities. The next question, children. Why did the principal advise him? The principal called him to make him responsible. He told him that he ignored his studies. He wanted to take his responsibility. He advised him that he should rise to the occasion and study. What was the unusual blessing of Hafiz? It was that he had a photographic memory. Why was Hafiz punished by his teachers? Hafiz was careless in studies. He was not interested. Yes, he was often so interested in games. So he received punishment every week. Was he ever insecure or threatened during his schooling? Early schooling. Why or why not? No, he was not. He forgets punishment even when it would hurt badly. He was a leader of a gang. He enjoyed gang fights and planned strategies. Why did he take admission in Jai Hind College? Hafiz had decided to join the army, but his accent did not allow him. When his mother asked him to take admission in college, he gave up his idea to join army and police force. When did he decide to do architecture? Hafiz took admission in college where he had to choose between French and German. He opted for German, but he had to give it up because of his teacher's death. Then he went to his cousin's office. Why did he go? To learn French. His cousin's husband was impressed with his drawing and advised him to join architecture. What was the rattle of his cousin's husband in his career? Hafiz was studying in Jai Hind College. When he went to learn French to his cousin's husband's office, where his drawing impressed him, he then met Hafiz's principal to allow him to sit in the entrance test of architecture. He qualified with A4 grade. He was given admission. Thus, Hafiz's relative changed his life forever. What is the role of Mrs. Gupta in his life? What was her role? Hafiz was in the 2nd or 3rd grade. Mrs. Gupta saw his sketches and advised him to become an architect. So he went to meet her when he became successful. Yes. What did he design when he was young? Hafiz and his friend Behram Devecha used to have competition for designing forts, guns and ammunition. Their designs would have something different. How has schooling given opportunities to the students? Schooling provides various opportunities. They made them street smart. Not only academics, personality and skills also get improved in the schools. Okay, what did he reveal about his interest in rainy days? Hafiz had great imagination. When it started raining outside, he would think of the flowing water and how to build a dam to block it. He would be thinking about the flow of water within the dam and how much of water the dam would be able to hold. Why did Hafiz say that no student could afford to have a button missing? Hafiz revealed that discipline in the school was very important and no student could afford to have a button missing. The student would get past dinner with a full neat uniform. How had an understanding of psychology helped him in his career? He observed his client's behavior and etiquette. He then sketches according to the taste of his client, that is the likes and dislikes. Okay, treasure within some extra questions. How is the attitude and misunderstanding of self-worth help a person succeed in life? Hafiz is a trendsetter who had a normal childhood, yet he became a renowned Indian architect. His interest was more in sports rather than academics. He violates classroom activities. So he violates the activities in the classroom. He dreamt of making dams, he drew sketches, planned strategies. His mind was more observant and creative. His success was his curiously and understanding of his success was his curiosity and what else? An understanding of his clientele. Cooperation and friendship are key traits for a human being. How? Human should have humane quality. He should believe in coexistence, cooperation. One can be creative and learn social traits for development of healthy society. Live and let live. Live and let live is the key to success. Yes. Hafiz was cooperative to his friends. He made buttons out of chalk. He sacrificed lunch. He became the gang leader. His imagination and observation were distinct traits he learned during his stay with his friends. What did Hafiz contractor have nightmares about? Mathematics examination. Because he didn't know anything. He was not interested in it. What did the principal say to him which influenced him deeply? When Hafiz was in the 11th standard, his principal said to him that he had been seeing him since day one. He was a good student. However, he had never studied. The principal told him that so far he had taken care of him, but from then on he was by himself. He mentioned how Hafiz's mother had worked extremely hard to bring him up and had paid all his fees for all those years. Yes. So now he has to take care of his mother. Very important. These words influenced Hafiz in a deep manner. That year, I did not step out into the field. What was he busy doing that year? He was busy studying that year. He went for prayers and just ate and studied. What distraction did Hafiz contractor create one day? What did he create one day? Would you have liked to participate in the distraction had you been with him? For 1 whole hour, he, along with his friends, played chore police. I would have avoided such distraction. Yes, of course. Hafiz contractor wanted to join the police force. Why didn't he? Hafiz contractor did not join the police force because his mother told him not to. His mother told him to do his graduation. In his architect's office, Hafiz contractor was advised to drop everything and join architecture. Why? When Hafiz contractor was in the architect's office, he saw somebody drawing a window detail. He told him that his drawing was wrong and that the window he had drawn would not open. Later, it was found that the drawing was indeed wrong. Seeing this, his cousin's husband asked him to draw a few specific things, which he immediately did. So he then asked him to design a house, and he completed this task as well. His potential for architecture was clearly visible from these incidents. Thus, he was told to drop everything and join architecture. What was Mrs. Gupta's advice to Hafiz contractor? What made her advise him so? Mrs. Gupta, who was Hafiz contractor's teacher in the 2nd and 3rd grades, advised him to become an architect when he grew up. She always said to him that he was quite useless in everything except for his sketches. He was quite useless. He was good at sketching, therefore she advised him to take up architecture. How did he help fellow students who had lost a button? He helped them by cutting a button from chalk by using a blade. How did he help them? By cutting a button from chalk. Which rules did he break as a schoolboy? As a schoolboy, he was more interested in things other than academics. If it started raining outside, he would think of the flowing water, the dam and all that. He was interested only in games, running around and playing jokes and pranks on others. He copied in class during exams. He used to get hold of the examination paper that had been prepared and study as he could not remember things that had been taught to him in class. What is Hafiz contractor's definition of mathematics? How would you want to define mathematics? Do you like the subject? He said, the putting design, construction, psychology, and sociology together. So he said putting design, construction, sociology and psychology together, making a sketch and all that is mathematics. I would like to define mathematics as the science of number, quantity and shape. Arithmetic, algebra, geometry and trigonometry are some of its branches. Is it likely that someone who is original and intelligent does not do very well at school? Should such a learner be called a failure? Why? Why not? It is likely that someone who is original and intelligent does not do very well at school. Such a learner should not be called a failure. Everyone has his or her own strengths and weaknesses. Those who are academically brilliant do well in other fields. Hafiz contractor was not a very good student. However, he had the talent for construction and he is now one of the leading architects. Each individual has his or her own individual talents which may not be visible in the academic report. That is why students should be encouraged to showcase their talents and work on them. They should not be called failures. Yes, it's wrong to call them failures. Absolutely wrong. Who in your view is an unusual learner? With this you have to write your own answer. Then what can schools do to draw out the best in unusual? This also you write your own answer, okay? It is for you to write. What nightmare did he have? Let's do it again. We have already done. Hafiz contractor had nightmares of what? About appearing for maths examination where he did not know anything. Yes. So, what was the one thing said by the principal that changed his life, Hafiz's life? Look at the second question. Go through it very carefully. Are you reading it? Okay, the third one. What distraction did Hafiz contractor create one day? He played chore police for 1 whole hour. What was Hafiz contractor interested in? Was Hafiz contractor interested in architecture? Yes. Actually, initially he had no interest. Yes, it happened by chance. Actually, he wanted to join what? He wanted to join police. He wanted to join the army. But mother said, no, first you have to complete your graduation. Yes. Who in your view is an unusual learner? An unusual learner can be different from the rest. He can be a genius. Yeah, very true. Correct. How did he help fellow students who had lost a button? He helped them by cutting a button from chalk by using a blade. What was Mr. Gupta's advice to Hafiz contractor? Mrs. Gupta actually had advised him when he was in second, third grade, yes, that it would be better for him to become an architect. At that time only she had given that advice when he was small. Mrs. Gupta gave him that advice, yes. What is Hafiz contractor's definition of mathematics? What is his definition? Come on. He said that putting design, construction, psychology, sociology, all these taken together makes mathematics. In what special way did Hafiz contractor remember things? He remembered as photographs. Very unusual, isn't it, children? Absolutely unusual thing to happen. Let's revise these questions once again, okay, children? Come on, read the questions. First, we have the questions. Please read the questions. We have already done 2-3 times all these questions. Let's do these questions again. Are you going through the questions? Come on, read these questions very, very carefully. We have done this just now. Even in yesterday's session we did it, but no problem. Let's do it again so that you're thorough with the answers, so that you're thorough with the lesson, so that you're thorough with the story. Okay, now let's have a look at the answers, children. Perhaps you remember the answers. So, this is the first answer. Please read the answers carefully, write down in your notebooks. Then look at the second answer, children. Was the third answer? He was busy studying books that year. And was the fourth one? He was busy playing chore police, and that too for 1 hour. Oh my God. He was wasting his time. Now look at these questions once again. I know we have already done it. Look at these questions once again. Are you reading the questions? Okay, very good. Go through the questions once again. That's another question. Okay, now we'll have a look at the answers, children. So these are the answers. Go through the answers very carefully. Write down in your notebooks. Otherwise, you'll forget. And you'll go wrong in the examination. Yes, children? Go through the answers very, very carefully, so that you do not make any error or errors. That's the third answer that you see there. We have the fourth one. And then we have the fifth one. The fifth answer. There's a fourth one. And this is the fifth one. Children, this is the fifth one. So what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to go through all the questions and answers. Write down in your notebooks. That's all for this session. Thank you. Have a nice day.